What's up, Tim Sykes here with Jack Kellogg. I hope you got the thumbs up. Thumbs up, everybody. It's the positive attitude that really, helps. We're joking here, but how much have you now made?
$885,000.
Dollars. Mention the dollars. That's impressive. Some people make $885,000 in paper trading profits, but this is real dollars.
Real dollars.
What are you going to do now?
Just going to keep taking it one trade at a time, seeing how far I can go. I love trading.
Thank you for understanding that. This is what I want for people. It's not just about the end goal, it's the journey. What did you start with?
Started with $29,000.
And how have you grown it exponentially? Pretty much all this year, right?
Yeah, I made around $130,000 last year.
Yeah.
And this year, it's just been pretty much straight up. The market has been a lot better. I've been prepared over the last 2 or 3 years watching the crypto craze, watching the weed stocks go on multiple runs. And this year, I was just prepared for when the COVID stocks got hot and there was so much hype. And as you teach the 7-step framework, where the hype pattern,
yeah,
I really honed in on that. And there were so many opportunities every single week, every single day, every single month. And I was just able to capitalize very well on it.
So in previous years, we didn't necessarily have as many trading opportunities, so you spent the time studying. What, do you like DVDs, video lessons? He's in the challenge, or webinars, or a mix? You tell me.
A little bit of a mix of everything. I started with the DVDs just to get the foundation knowledge.
Yeah.
And then from there, I think the most advanced was watching Tim Gertani's live trading, watching your live trading, and watching Mark Crook's live trading webinars. And that really was the next step for me.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was just experienced through trial and error and learning the lessons on my own. I still made mistakes. I knew what the lessons were, but then to go out and make mistakes again, so it reiterates that the lessons are correct.
Do you think wearing your chain on the outside of the shirt is a mistake, or is that not a mistake? Am I making a mistake by wearing my chains on the inside of the shirt?
You are making a mistake.
So it's my bad.
It's your bad. You definitely should have it on the outside of your shirt. Not on the inside. No one can see it.
Maybe one day. We're competing. If you beat me by year-end profits, I'll wear it on the outside. How about that? What are you up in 2020?
I'm up 720,000.
So I'm up about 760,000. So we're neck and neck. I'm kidding. Don't try to compete with any other trader. It doesn't matter. You take it one trade at a time. If you do want to get into my challenge, though, you click the link below. You have to apply. You have to go through an interview. We don't just accept anybody. What do you think about the community? Because for me, the challenge has its own separate chat room. The 2, 3, 4 live webinars a week are great, but it's everyone really wants to help each other. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I really love the challenge. I mean, I've met so many friends and even a girlfriend now through the challenge. So it's really just changed my life completely. From not going to college to signing up for the challenge and really just getting obsessed with stocks.
Yeah.
And just meeting so many great people.
And how's your girlfriend doing?
She's doing really good. She's up around 50,000 this year. She started with...
We need female millionaire students. You need to keep teaching her, keep helping her too.
Yeah, she'll get there if she keeps taking it one trade at a time and she continues her passion, but she's really into it.
And you said she takes small gains too.
Small gains, that's what it's all about. That's how I teach her.
Why do you think it's so hard for people to take small gains? Why do they want to go for home runs? How do I get through to them to be more conservative and safe?
Because people see big gains on Twitter or whatever it is, and they're like, oh, that's how I get rich. I need huge gains. And when they're up a little bit, they don't lock it in because, they get greedy and they want it to keep going.
Yeah.
But the thing is when it starts not looking so hot anymore, just lock it in because you can always rebuy if it sets up again. And those are the small gains that will just steadily add up. I don't want my profit chart to go up, down, up, down. I want it to be nice and gradual and steady because that's what's going to add up. That's not going to get you emotional over time. You don't want that emotional stress of large wins and large losses. I either want a small gain, a small loss, or sometimes you get a big win when all the things line up.
Talk about your losses for a second, because we were talking about this. We have a big house here in Arizona. We'll show you some B-roll. It's actually pretty cool, but talk about what your average loss is, because a lot of people think, oh, you have to make millions. Okay, that's cool, but it's so stressful, it's so risky. What is your losses situation like?
My average loss on my overall stats is around $287 or $86, still under 300, and I've made over $800,000, almost $900,000 just on average losing $200 to $300 per trade. Because if it goes against me, I just cut. And then if it starts working, I can always add into my position then move my risk to break even. It's all about controlling your losses.
I'm glad you get that. Thank you. Why do people feel like they have to take, I understand like the greed, like you want to go for big gains, but why can they not cut losses quickly? Obviously, this is my rule number one. I cut losses so quick. Sometimes I even take a gain just when the stock isn't breaking out the way I want or isn't bouncing. Sometimes, I shoot myself in the foot, like I make 1 or 2% and I miss out on 40%. But why do so many people have problems cutting losses?
I don't know. I think people, they fall too in love with either the story. Like, I don't even like reading press releases because I don't really care what the company's doing. All I care about is the price action and the reaction to the news. And I think also people think that bigger risk equals bigger gains, but that's not necessarily true. It's all about being right. And if you're right away, that's why I like the panic dip buy pattern, which is your favorite pattern, because when you dip buy that panic, if it doesn't start to bounce, just cut. And if it does start to bounce, you can get very good upside, 10, 20% in just 10, 15, 20 minutes. And sometimes even if you hold longer, which I'm not good at, I just like locking in singles, but sometimes these stocks bounce 50%.
Let's talk about some gimmies though too. I think this is interesting. What was your $35,000 plus profit the other day? And how can people spot that?
So my $35,000 profit was on ticker symbol LCDX, which was mistaken for Lucid Motors. They don't have a ticker symbol, and these promoters were pumping it as LCDX, so the stock basically spiked from about $1 to $6, and it was a very nice daily chart pattern where it kept going up every single day, and then they basically came out and it got the caveat emptor, which is promotional fraud kind of thing where if you see that, you do not want to be long a stock, and a lot of brokers will actually shut down, so you're not allowed to buy the stock anymore. And I had some shares to short from earlier that morning because I knew that it potentially could be a good opportunity. So I was very prepared for the opportunity. And once I saw that, I got short around 10,000 shares. I think it was 9,600 shares from 535. And I was just risking about $500 on the 540 because that was a level of resistance. And I got short and it started failing and it faded all the way down to $1 by market close. I covered a little bit too early at $1.80 and I locked in $34,000, $35,000. I'm not quite sure, but it was a great trade and I made that just within a couple hours. And that was kind of the perfect scenario trade where everything came together. And those happen once in a while.
And Kyle also made like 30,000.
Yep,
another
Kyle
challenge
also.
student.
Yep.
And I'm not a big fan of shorting, but if I were going to short right now, it would be on a play like that where literally it's up for the wrong reasons. Like it's not a question of if it's going to crash, it's when. Like they thought it was the real company and it wasn't. It was the total wrong situation. And this happens with penny stocks. I know that there's a lot of hate, towards penny stocks and small cap stocks, but like you can get these opportunities where that just doesn't happen anywhere else. Like you don't have like a multi-billion-dollar company like, oh, this is the wrong company. Like there's too many analysts, too many people watching other stuff. But in small caps and penny stocks, there's manipulation, there's idiots who believe it, and that opens up high odds opportunities. So props to you on that.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that trade. Everything set up properly and I was prepared.
And that's the thing. Sometimes it will set up, whether you're long or short or long and short. We were talking about, actually I'm going to link a blog post, how to make $200,000 in one day. There's going to be two links, one to apply to my challenge. Second link is a blog post of Tim Grittani where he made his first $200,000 profit day. And then the pattern came back on CYDY actually this year, just a few weeks ago. You made what, 75,000 on CYDY? On that day?
75,000 that day.
I made about 30,000. Kyle also made 40,000. Matt Monaco made like 20,000. Tim Grittani made roughly 300,000. These patterns repeat. And when you get that perfect setup with all the volatility, with the big, ideally morning spike, morning panic, bounce, and then short into the bounce, it's the 4, 5, 6 from my 7-step framework. That's when you can really get more aggressive. I know I always say like take singles, trade small, but you're doing that while you're waiting for these best plays, right?
Exactly. Every single day I show up and my goal is just to make, 500, 1,000, 2,000, very risk-free where I just want to be making that money.
Low risk, not risk-free.
Yeah, risk-free.
We gotta be real. Everything is risky.
Low risk, but I like to cut it as close to break even as possible. When I get into stocks, I like my risk to be as close as break even as possible. And I do take some trades where there's, a little bit of risk, but if there is risk on it, I'm going to take less size. But when there is a tighter risk level where I'm expecting a move right away, I'm pretty much cutting break even if it's not working. And of course there's commissions and fees, so it will cost you money to trade. So that also helps me wait for.
What about Robinhood? Should people be using Robinhood?
No, people should not be using Robinhood. I like trading OTCs, and Robinhood doesn't even let you trade OTCs. That's one thing. Another thing is their executions are terrible. And people say that, oh, it's commission free, oh, I can have it on my phone. But all brokers like E-Trade and Thinkorswim, they're going commission free as well. So they don't even have the commission free thing anymore. So why would you use them? The executions are terrible.
And no short selling market orders.
No short
no
selling
after
market
hours.
orders. Terrible. You couldn't even sell a position if news comes out, good or bad, after hours. You're literally holding it through to see where it's going to open.
And sometimes it goes down too.
And sometimes it goes down.
For the whole day. I'm sorry to poke fun at Robinhood. I know a lot of people have it. I know that it's brought you into the market, but I always say trading is a battlefield and you have to have the proper weapons. Literally, if you have Robinhood and you're on this battlefield with all these experienced traders, it's like you having like a little squirt gun and being like, boo, 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 boo. And everyone else has machine guns, rocket launchers, grenades, and you're just going to get decimated. So it's about putting the odds in your favor. And if you want to try to save, $5, $2, I liked what you said. It's not about the commissions. Like, you don't even care. Like, the commissions are negligible if you really take the meat of the move on these plays. But people want to save $2, $5, and then they lose, $40, $80 on a bad commission, or they miss out on making $1,000 or $2,000 on a missed trade. How do we get them to focus on like taking the meat of the move and not being like so stingy with every few dollars?
I don't really know. People are just stingy in general, so I don't know how to get them prepared, because the majority of the people are just lazy. 90% of traders lose money, and you don't want to feel lazy. If you feel lazy, if you feel like you're cutting corners, you're probably going to be in that 90%. You want to be doing what the 10% of traders are doing. And like me and Tim and Kyle and Matt, we show all of our trades, and you guys can go onto our profit list and look at all of our trades and watch what we're doing. You want to emulate us. You don't want to be emulating people who aren't making money or who aren't showing all their trades.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And also, you just have to understand, like, this is an investment. Invest in your education, invest time, invest money into your setup. If you truly want success, you have to really be as prepared as possible right now. Even if you're not necessarily going to make $1 million in year one, start practicing good habits. When did you start, like, trading? Because I know this is, like, what, year 3 for you?
Yeah, in year 3.
So what did you do like the first 6 months? Because a lot of people watching this, or just in the first 6 months, you didn't make any money.
No, so January 2017 is when I signed up for Tim Challenge, and I had no clue what I was doing. I made a few trades and I'd lost like $60, made $20, like lost like $150, and I was like, okay, like I have no clue what I'm doing, so why do I want to trade? I need to study more so I'm more prepared. I didn't feel prepared at all. So if you just go out there and you start just firing shots, it's like you're not aiming. You're just kind of hip firing, hoping that one thing hits. You really need to feel comfortable, and you got to keep studying. And I studied for almost an entire year before I started placing trades. I went to Tim's conference in 2017. I started talking with some more traders that were kind of around my level, just kind of talking to them about what they're doing, and just trying to grow and grasp as much knowledge as I can while studying all the content that Tim offers. And I just tried to absorb everything like a sponge. And then I started applying it in 2018. And of course, not right off the bat, I got it right away. It still took me about 6 months of trading again. And I was kind of just break even, chopping around. But then I took more a step back because I kind of zoned in on one thing that I was good at, and that was longing OTCs. And that's how I made my first 100,000. And then after that, this year, I've gotten more into short selling, and that's why I've really been able to exponentially grow, because I knew how to long last year, and now I learned how to short this year, so I can go both ways now. And that's where my exponential growth has really come from. So it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in year 1. It's not going to happen in year 2. If you really put your entire dedication to it, I thought about it the entire day. When I woke up, it was just thinking about stocks. How can I get better? You can get there in year 3, year 4, year 5. You just need to stay at it, and you can't get demoralized with the first 6 months if you're not seeing results.
Thank you for saying that. Everybody wants success right away, and they have to understand this is a marathon. I will say, I think that in this hot market, I don't know how long it lasts, but I think in this hot market, if you study, you might have some serious success in year 2. You had frankly 2 slow years to learn. Now year 3, you're killing it. But if this 2020 hot market keeps up, which theoretically it should, just given all the new traders, given a bunch of stuff that's happening, whether you like longs or shorts, not all years are equal, okay? So forget about your first few weeks, first few months, but you're learning the whole time. It's not just about how fast can you grow your account. You were making knowledge gains all year 1, year 2, and now you have the knowledge gains, then you have the money gains, and it adds up and you're prepared. Now you have the right mindset. But you were training, and a lot of people watching this, you might not have financial success right away, but if you're studying, if you're learning what you're good at and what you're bad at, that's still gains to be had. It's not like you're just oh, I'll just sleep in for the next year because I'm not going to have any success. You have to put in the time. I mean, how much did you study?
I mean, it was a thought process in my brain the entire time. I wasn't, watching your video lessons every single second, but my brain was constantly thinking about it, and I was revolving my life around it, and I tried to study as much as I could, get the screen time in as much as I could, watch the market open, study during midday, go to work, listen to stuff, just keep my mind going and thinking. So, I mean, I would say that I pretty much thought about it the entire day, but actual screen time of studying, I would say I got in at least 8 hours a day of just screen time of seeing whatever video lessons, and just really just absorbing everything.
Was your family supportive? Your family and friends, or are they screw this penny stock scam stuff?
Yeah, so I come from a small town in Connecticut, just like Tim.
Yeah, CT.
And there's not too many very successful people. I would say from where I'm from, it's just a tiny small town, very small business. Just my dad's an electrician. My mom just raised me, so I don't come from a family with a lot of money. And they didn't really support me too much. My mom supported me just because she loves me so much and she wants me to do whatever I want. But my dad was the one who was no, you're not going to make it. You should be an electrician. And I didn't really care what he said because I saw every single day the opportunity. He didn't sit there and watch the opportunity every day. I saw it and I knew that I could do it. I saw the trades Tim were making. I saw the trades Roland were making. And I knew what was possible because the same patterns kept on repeating themselves. And I picked up over those patterns over time.
What does your dad think now?
He's super proud of me, and he shows the New York Post article to all of his coworkers, and his friends talk about it, and they're super proud, but he still probably feels a little bit embarrassed from what he said to me because he was super mean to me. And I'm not really the type to go and brag and tell him how much I'm making. He'll ask me every single day sometimes how much I made, and I'll tell him, and he'll be like, "Oh, great," and I don't know, but
don't be embarrassed, Father Kellogg. Okay, it's okay. Most parents just want the best for their children.
Yeah.
Penny stocks is not oh, I want my child to be a penny stock trader. I get it. I never intended to do this too, but like you, I saw the patterns. I saw the opportunity. Did you think? You saw it, but are you a little surprised at how quickly it adds up? Because last year, 100,000. This year, 3/4 of the year through, 700,000. It's not like you're just people normally get a raise 20%. Even if they're the
700%.
employee of the year, right? You get a 10, 20% raise, and this is 700%. Are you a little surprised by that, or are you just following?
I'm very surprised. My initial plan, I always set goals that are very modest, and I can usually achieve them. So I was maybe I'll hit the million by 25, 24, at best case scenario. And here I am at 22, just 115,000 away.
Don't get cocky. You haven't hit it
I'm
yet.
just going to be taking one trade at a time. But I never would have thought it based on my last year's performance because I worked so hard last year. Every single day, I was putting in probably 15 hours because I secluded myself from my family and my friends because they were just toxic to my mindset. And I moved states and just did all trading last year, and I only made 100 and something thousand, and I felt like I'd put in so much work.
Yeah.
So this year coming into it, I was oh, I don't know, I'll make 100,000-300,000, but the market heated up and it was easy for me to trade, and now it's just all about me taking the opportunity when it's there. Whereas last year I was really forcing and trying to get there and trying to work super hard, and now it's more about me just working smart because I know what works for me. So I just wait until I see the opportunity, and then I just trade. Whereas this year, I think I'm working less hard than I did last year.
And you're making more.
And I'm making
It's
more.
funny how it flips. So like, don't be scared. Like, oh, you're going to be a millionaire, but you're studying 15 hours a day forever. Like, that's not a life I want. You study a lot in the beginning to get the knowledge, but then you can actually trade less, study less, like you're playing golf more, and your profits are still up. So it's very strange how it works. So don't get scared out. Like Roland was studying 17 hours a day year 1, but now he's down like year 3, he's down to like, 5 or 6 hours. You're still studying, but for me, like I'm in year 20, 21, like, I mean, I could do this in my sleep. Like I studied less than like an hour. I mean, I'm still putting in time, but again, you have to understand that it's the hardest, most confusing, most difficult in the beginning, and you have to overcome that. So when you were putting in all that time and effort, you were learning. Now the script is flipped. And that's what I want for all of you. That's why we do these videos, because I know a lot of you are dedicated. Forget about the people who aren't dedicated, they're irrelevant. Ignore toxic people, ignore lazy people. But if you are dedicated, put that in year 1, year 2, year 3. And you frankly got a little lucky with 2020, this being your 3rd year. I mean, this is the best market that we've seen in decades, not just in years. So it's about preparing and then waiting for the opportunities. And you had that preparation. So I wish I could have had more people in my challenge in 2017, had preparation in 2018, 2019, and then they would be prepared. All my top students banking in 2020, they were prepared in a slow market 2018, 2019. Very few students who are just starting right now are prepared because they haven't seen other markets. They don't have the proper perspective. And if you make money too quickly, too soon, you learn bad habits. Like a lot of people were making money in June and May, and you could just hold anything and you could make money. And then those of us who are conservative, people are like, why aren't you making more? But now it's a slower market.
And we know how to turn it off, and they don't know how to turn it
Correct.
off yet.
And it's important how to turn it off. You have to modulate. You can't just buy and hold every single play. So anyways, click the link below if you want to join my challenge. 2, 3, sometimes 4 live webinars, Q&A live trading webinars every week, 1,000 archive webinars, 70 plus archive webinars so far from Tim Grattani, video lessons, DVDs, chat room community. It's great. I want more, successful students. Give them one final word of advice, where they can just say wait a minute, you're a real person. We show every trade, because there are a lot of fakes, and I didn't know you before. It's cool that you're from Connecticut and stuff like that. But how do I get more people to take this seriously?
I think it really just comes down to self-belief, and just deep down, you really got to know that it's for you. And you really just need to be thinking in your head and in your heart, you need to truly believe that if I put in this process, it's going to add up over time. And people who just kind of get into it and they're not really going to try too hard, I wouldn't even waste your time or your money. You really need to be 100% dedicated, and it's never too late to start. I did it when I was young, but if you guys are older, you just need to be putting in the work, and it's just going to take a few years of hard work, and then it's going to get easier over time.
Good words to close by, good words to live by. And again, if you have a family member or a friend who doubts it, don't get angry at them. I understand most people in trading, most people in penny stocks are scams. They're just trying to look out for you. But if you start seeing all these patterns, if you start seeing these plays in real time, it's really tough to ignore. You can overcome their negativity. And sometimes you do have to tune out, negative, toxic people, because it is about self-belief, doing it yourself, and becoming self-sufficient. That's probably the thing I'm most proud of you about. He doesn't need alerts. He doesn't need me at all. I'm just training wheels. That's what I want to do for you. Congratulations. Keep it up. One trade at a time. Everyone else, study up. Get here too.